Hey guys, I'm back. I have a really exciting review for you to do today. So behind me is the NES Batman video game. It says here, came out with the 1989 film, and it's kind of a cult classic amongst video game players and gamers alike. They seem to, everyone I've talked to seems to just love the atmosphere, the music, the gameplay. It's a hard game, but it is a lot of fun. But this isn't what I'm going to be reviewing today. So you know, the RoboCop game, and then NECA has been coming out with these Reel Toys versions of the game. Now, this is my RoboCop. I put him back in the box just because I love the box. I may bring him back out, pose him out in that. That's what I love about these, is they are easy to put back in the box. You don't have to worry about ruining the box, putting them in and stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to show you this because the reason Batman's on behind me is I just got this. Now this is the same thing as the RoboCop figure I have. Hi. Basically, they did the same thing with RoboCop, and they've done a few more with like Rambo and I know Terminator and things like that. The two I wanted were RoboCop and this, just because they're my favorite. The RoboCop one I already did, so if you want to look at that review, you can. I may redo it. It's kind of bad quality and stuff, but I did do a review of that toy as well. Now onto this review. So the cool thing about this, NECA makes it look like there's a Nintendo seal approval. The box obviously has like a box art kind of look of the video game. When the video game came out, it looks kind of worn up here and everything to make it look retro, which is really cool. And instead of it saying like on the game, it says the video game, it says the action figure. So they really took a lot of time to make this look very cool and accurate and whatnot. The thing that is really fun about this Batman toy in particular is that NECA does not have the rights to any DC characters. I mean, you may look now and you may see some toys here and there, but before this came out, they didn't have any DC characters. And DC liked what they were doing with their toy line for the Reel Toys, and they wanted to let them make a toy for this. So, just like the RoboCop, you can open up the flap, and as you can see, Batman's purple. It's just like in the video game. He has that. It's the same exact kind of color scheme, kind of like in the RoboCop toy as well. Has that kind of. He's just a really weird color. It fits him very well in the video game. It gives it the atmosphere with that 8-bit look. But with this, they wanted to make it really, really accurate, which is really kind of funny. We'll get him out in a second. I just want to look at this flap here because this is a screenshot from the game, which is funny because they got the quote wrong in the game as well. It says, I know you murdered my parents, now you will dance with the devil in the pale moonlight. He never says that in the movie, but it's a cool line. So, yeah. Let's get him opened up. I did already open him up once just because I wanted to get the wires and stuff off of him. And I wanted to make sure when I did take him out, it didn't look awkward and take forever. So, this is what he comes with here. This is a better look at him. Let me move over here. So you also get the grappling hook, batarang, and 2 different fists if you want to change that up, because he does have one hand where he can hold like his items. So that's cool. I don't know if I'm ever going to switch these out just because messy. I like to just pose them and whatnot. So let's take him out of the plastic here. When I first took him out of the plastic, they really shoved him in there. You could tell that they were really rushing this out because he had like bowed legs and I didn't know why. His legs were like super bowed, and the reason was because his thighs were like this and then his legs were like this. And so like I was like, why are his legs so bowed? He looks like he's been riding a horse. So you just got to turn his thighs over a little bit, which is all good. But this guy looks great. I really like this. I got him off Amazon. He's gone up in price a little bit since he was first released. I've had him on my wish list for a really long time. I've had him on my wish list since I got the RoboCop, actually, and I just have never gotten around to picking him up. And I had a little extra cash lying around, and I thought, I should pick this up before it goes up in price anymore, because I just love this figure, and I really want to do a review of him, and I really want to pose him next to my RoboCop. So I'm glad I got him. You can still get him relatively cheap compared, but he's gone up a little bit because I don't think these are still quite in print. But yeah. So what else should I say about him? I don't know. I like to play with him. I like to just mess around with him because I haven't really had a chance to yet. I just got him and took him out of the box, put him back in the box, and then started this. So I just keep wanting to mess with him. He's really cool. He looks just like Michael Keaton. And this is all rubber. So like you could technically take his mask off, not really, probably break him, but you could if you really wanted to, which is interesting. But he has some pretty good posability. He has more posability than Batman in the movie, that's for sure. When he turns his head, it just like turns this whole thing here, which looks weird because he couldn't really do that, but I see why they did it. His cape is really cool. It's really silky and it's really like flowy. You can make it go over his, you can make it cover him. You can kind of put it behind him. You can do whatever you want with that. He stands up really well. His feet move a lot. I don't like to go through. I don't review toys often. I really don't. I just get certain toys that I think are cool and I just kind of pose them and then I sit them on my shelf. But I like to review them just so people can, if someone wants something like this, they can. But I'm not like a toy reviewer, so I don't sit there and go through the articulation or anything. It's not really about that for me. I would tell you if there's like major issues with it. Like I'm noticing that his cape is kind of weak sauce a little bit back here because this is rubber and plastic. It looks like it kind of can lose its, like, you can see like holes in it. You can see where it's kind of falling apart. But I think it's just because it's lined up funny. But yeah, so this is the 1989 NECA Batman. Now the cool thing about these toys is I love to display the boxes as well. I just got really disappointed because I did just buy a backup of my MPP-10. And I got the box this time because when I ordered the first time, I got it without a box. It was cheaper. But now I'm kind of disappointed because I got another one for a backup and to kind of keep in the box and to display the box. But the box is all banged up. I mean, it has just giant, I don't even want to show it. It has giant dents in it. And so I'm really kind of disappointed in that. So it was really nice. I was supposed to get this guy a little while I was supposed to get him, a couple, like maybe a week down the line from now, and it actually came in early. But it's really cool. You can see like his health bars up here too, which is really neat. But so this was a nice thing. This cheered me up quite a bit. My RoboCop, I think I talked about, I got on sale at Books A Million. They had a clearance section and he was in there, and that's why I got him. And that's when I started to, and I got him really cheap too, but that's when I started to look at the NECA Reel Toys line, and this guy was in there. I was like, I have to get him, and that was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So I'm really glad that I finally got around to being able to pick him up because he's worth every penny. I will probably try and switch out his hands eventually and just kind of see what they can do and whatnot, but I'm not really about that. Like even the RoboCop, his leg comes out and you can hold the gun and stuff, but I just leave it in his leg and I just let him stand there. I don't know. I guess I'm simple that way. I was going to show you real quick just so you get an idea when you're playing this game. Let me show you Batman here. Let me turn it up a little bit. And this is the music people are talking about that everyone loves. And this game's really hard for me, at least. But see how he's purple? Let me focus in a little bit on the TV. But he's like purple. So he has the purple and like the teal. So if you get the toy, like, I don't know, it's just cool. It's cool to see this realized here. There's enough of that. The other thing I was going to say is after they released this version of the Batman toy, DC gave them another okay to make a real Michael Keaton Batman NECA figure. It's not in the Reel Toys line. It doesn't match the video game. It matches the movie. He comes in the packaging just like he did when you get the Toy Biz line back in the day, and that's really neat because he's the all black with the yellow bat, and it's the same mold and the same toy pretty much, just different color. So they did come out with one of those. Those are more expensive to get now. I wasn't gonna get one of those anyway. The only reason I even wanted this is because it was so different and it was just something really interesting. But yeah, so if you ever are interested in getting just a solid, cool shelf piece, the NECA Batman Reel Toys 1989 Batman toy is one way to go. He's gonna look so great next to my RoboCop. I'm really excited to have them kind of next to each other. And then I'm going to put the boxes up next to each other as well. I probably won't put them in the same spot. I don't know where I'm going to put them, but I had the RoboCop up on my shelf for a while, but he got really dusty, so I'm trying to find kind of a good place to put him. I've taken him in and out of this box a million times, and the box is still in really good shape. And the toy is in really good shape too. I will say RoboCop's loosened up a little bit over the years. He's still pretty solid because I don't just sit and play with him. But there they are, Batman and RoboCop. And as you can see, the RoboCop is a different color. He looks different than the movie because he looks a little different. They tried to make him look like the 8-bit video game. Now, he looks more like RoboCop than Batman looks like Batman when it comes to colors. But all the same, it's awesome. This is just like an 80s burst of fun right here. So yeah, that's all I got for this review. I hope you enjoyed looking at these guys a little bit. I really wanted to bring him back into this a little bit more because my first review of him was really kind of bad quality and just weird, but I'll put maybe a full review out for him again and redo it at some point, but yeah, so that's all I got. I'm rambling. I'm just having so much fun playing with these guys and just setting them up. So yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed it, and that's gonna be it.